Let's talk about the future of search. Because by 2026, pretty much everything we thought we knew about getting found online is going to be different. The whole game is changing. And the old SEO playbook, it's being rewritten right now.
I want to start with one number that tells the entire story: 58%. According to SparkToro, that's how many Google searches now end without a single click. Think about that for a second. More than half the time someone searches, they never even visit a website.
So the million-dollar question is, where are all those clicks going? If people aren't visiting our websites, how are they getting their information? Well, it's not that they stopped looking for answers, it's that the search engine itself decided to just give it to them.
What we're seeing is the rise of a brand new gatekeeper. It's this thing that stands between a user's question and your website, and it's created what everyone is calling the zero-click world.
And here it is, Meet AI Overviews, or AIOs. These are the AI-powered summaries that pop up right at the top of Google. They scan a bunch of different websites, pull out what they think is the best information, and then present it as one neat little answer. The goal here isn't to give you a list of links, it's to give you the answer.
And you can't miss them. I mean, look at this. On a desktop computer, these AI answers take up 42% of the screen. And on your phone, it's even more. Almost half the screen is gone before you see a single traditional result. All that hard work to rank number one, it's getting pushed way, way down the page.
So, if the old game of chasing clicks is dying, what's the new game? Well, it comes with a completely new language. We have to stop talking just about SEO and start mastering two new terms: AEO and GEO.
First up, AEO. This stands for Answer Engine Optimization. It's all about making your content so good, so clear, and so authoritative that the AI chooses your website as the source for its answer. The goal isn't just to be on the list anymore, the goal is to be the answer.
And that leads us to the bigger picture: GEO, or Generative Engine Optimization. This is about thinking way beyond just Google. It's about making sure your content can be found and cited by all the AI tools out there, whether it's ChatGPT, Perplexity, you name it.
You know, here's an easy way to think about the difference. Traditional SEO was like throwing a party and trying to get people to come to your house. You optimize your site to get them to click. AEO and GEO, that's about becoming the brand that the expert at the party recommends to everyone else. You're not optimizing for traffic anymore, you're optimizing for influence.
Okay, so how do you actually do this? How do you win in this brand new world? The good news is you don't have to throw everything out and start over. It's about building on what you already know, but with a totally new focus. And that's absolutely key. AEO is an evolution of SEO, not a replacement. You still need a solid technical foundation. But on top of that, you have to layer these 5 new pillars: showing off your EEAT, using structured data, becoming a true topical authority, and getting other trusted sources to talk about you. Let's dig into each of these.
So let's break down this EEAT acronym. It stands for Experience, Expertise, Authoritativeness, and Trustworthiness. These are basically the signals you send to prove that you know what you're talking about. Are your authors experts with real credentials? Are you writing from actual first-hand experience? AI models are looking for these clues to figure out who's legit and who's not.
And this quote just nails the next big shift. It used to be enough to have a high domain authority. But now AI is prioritizing sites that are deep experts in one specific area. Being a jack of all trades is now a losing strategy. You have to go deep, not wide.
So how do you tell a robot that you're an expert? Well, that's where structured data comes in. Think of it like a cheat sheet for the AI. You're literally labeling parts of your content saying, hey, this is a question, this is the answer, and this is the author who wrote it, and here's why they're qualified. You're making it super easy for the machines to understand you.
And finally, think about how we learn. We trust what other people say, right? Well, AI models do the same thing. If other authoritative websites in your field aren't talking about you, then to an AI, you might as well be invisible. Getting those brand mentions isn't just a nice-to-have for PR anymore, it's a critical signal for AI visibility.
This all leads to a really important question. If we're not just counting clicks and traffic anymore, then how in the world do we know if we're actually winning? We need a completely new scoreboard. And check this out. This data from Conductor is honestly staggering. Of all the traffic that websites get from AI engines, a whopping 87% of it comes from ChatGPT. That just goes to show if you're only thinking about Google's AI overviews, you're missing a massive piece of the puzzle.
So here's how the metrics are changing. Instead of just tracking your ranking, you need to track if you're being included in AI answers. Instead of just looking at traffic, you need to count your citations and brand mentions. And instead of click-through rate, we need to understand what is the sentiment when AI talks about our brand. We're moving from measuring presence to measuring perception.
And this quote right here is the new mantra. Because overall traffic might go down, every single person who does click through to your site is now more important than ever. The focus has to shift from getting a huge volume of visitors to getting the absolute most value out of every single one.
Okay, so that was a lot of information, but let's turn it into action. What can you actually start doing today to get ready for this future? Here is your playbook.
First things first, like this week, go search for your 20 most important keywords and see what AI overviews pop up. Then jump into your analytics and see which pages have already taken a hit. And finally, start a list. Who are your competitors that are showing up in these AI answers?
All right, then in your first month, go for the quick wins. Add FAQ schema to your most important pages. Make those questions and answers easy for AI to grab. Rework your content so you give the answer right at the top. And beef up those EEAT signals with detailed author bios that scream expert.
And for the long haul, this is about a fundamental shift. Your content strategy has to change from pumping out volume to producing incredible quality. You need to invest in original research, things that make you a primary source that has to be cited. And, critically, you've got to build other ways to reach your audience, email, social, so you're not totally reliant on search.
So I'll leave you with this one last thing to think about. For years, it was enough to have a web page that simply answered a user's question. But in this new AI-driven world, that's just not enough. The real challenge now is to create content that is so good, so clear, and so trustworthy that it stops just answering the question and actually becomes the answer itself.